There were 60 books. There was one by the CD, which was containing 50 books. So that is how we operate. There are two more awards. One is for Dipti Bali, who is a pharmaceutical research analyst, and the National Award for Pharmaceutical Research and Development 2018 is being presented to her. May I call upon Ms. Dipti Bali, please come this side and receive the award from Her Excellency, the learned Ambassador of Venezuela. Please come. Usha Shukla, who is a social activist and entrepreneur, the 2018 National Award for Social Entrepreneurship and Vocationalization is being presented to her. Her Excellency is presenting this special award. Now is the time for requesting Our Excellency, the learned Ambassador of Venezuela, to kindly come and present his views on this auspicious occasion. He is a very busy person. The President from Venezuela is visiting India and is busy in preparing for all the schedules and protocols. So we thank you for sparing your valuable time to spare time for us and also meet the young women who are the future of tomorrow, the young children. Well, our idea has been to catch them young. The idea is to catch the children young, especially the girl children, so that they become finally didactics to further educate their fathers, mothers, their guardians, their teachers, their colleagues, rather the entire neighborhood. That is how we are going to operate, and by vocationalizing the existing careers of women, as we have designed more than 2,200 programs, 2,200 vocational programs for women from all parts of the world, so that they could finally be skilled in a better way, and there will be a time when they will rule everything. Here also in the auditorium, we are in minority, and majority are the female and the women who are present here on this auspicious occasion. We will dwell upon designing a master plan paradigm and a critical path to reach the milestone of success, so that everything is fine. The problems of the world, including the problem of peacelessness, the poverty, the greed, the unemployment, pollution, faulty educational system, as well as the population explosion is solved at once. So with these words, we call upon Your Excellency, kindly present your views.
Ranjan, Trivedi. It is a pleasure for me to be here, invited by the Women's Agency for Generating Employment at this second time at the World Women's Summit on the International Women's Day. I come from Venezuela, and in Venezuela, the status of women as a result of processes of empowerment, I can say I am truly proud to say that has achieved excellent results. One of them is that in Venezuela, legally, in parliament, women must be 50% of the presence in the number of candidates must always be 50% women and 50% men by all parties. And women in Venezuela represent the majority of university matriculation, and that is also a sign of the push that the investment in public education has taken place in my country. In the year 2000, the Millennium Goals were agreed by the heads of state and heads of government of all the world over. That was in the year 2000. The 2000 Millennium Goals of Development. And one of those goals was women's levels of acceptable women's empowerment. In the year 2008, only 8 years afterwards, Venezuela achieved, and it was given a certificate by the United Nations, being the first nation achieving the 15 Millennium Goals in only 8 years. And one of them was women's education, women's empowerment through public health, and that was completely achieved. I have been here in India for 2.5 years. I have lived, I have shared, I have been in different environments, different groups, communities, society, organizations, NGOs, governmental and non-governmental, and certainly I see the push and the impulse that Indian women and Indian society in general are carrying on to achieve a level of equality in rights and in the possibility of and the opportunities to embark also on any professional and social level as men. Many years ago, almost 110 years ago, a group of women in New York were protesting because their pay salaries was, how can we say? Was insignificant, and they were being enslaved. And a group of women of that cloth factory actually organized and decided to show their rejection of that status on which they were being suppressed of their rights. And believe it or not, what happened at that moment was that police in New York, they closed that factory and they set fire to that factory with the women inside. And that's why, since about 100 years ago, it was stated by the United Nations that Women's Day would be celebrated internationally on that precise day to show that the respect for women must be a matter of everyday concern and must be a matter for every human being to deserve a dignified existence. If you deserve a dignified existence, then you must consider women's life as a right and as important as an element of fundamental value. And in that sense, then, it is for me a pleasure indeed with all of you, women who have been awarded and women who have shown in every sense, students, girls and youngsters, women who work and women who study and make enterprises in showing in their own lives a higher stage. I congratulate you all on behalf of the government of Venezuela, on behalf of my president, who will be here, by the way, just in 2 days. During this weekend, it will take place the summit of the International Solar Alliance, which will be launched, and there will be a number of about 28 different heads of states and government who will be coming, and that's why I sadly must leave you this morning, because I have to get back to the arrangements of all of these activities. But I certainly can tell you that I remain moved, emotionally moved, by the interest that they have shown. Vice Chancellor Trivedi has always shown an interest in pushing forward and generating better conditions for women. So congratulations to all of you, congratulations to the organization, and let women around the world make a better world. Women, life in general, in fact, life to us is a woman. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We thank and congratulate Excellency, the learned Ambassador of Venezuela, for sparing his time. I remember Venezuela when 20 years back, the then Ambassador Mrs. King was there. We were having meetings in the auditorium almost every month, and almost that time there was Miss Venezuela announced. So since then, we know the beautiful women of your country, And in this connection, maybe invite you again, sir, to kindly come this side to present some of the awards, because you are an important person and you have to go somewhere. Madam, can I also request Madam Prakash? The special award for Indira Gandhi Technical University for Women in general, and to Professor Nupur Prakash, Learned Vice Chancellor in particular, in presenting this special memento instituted initially by the United Nations affiliated body IAWP, International Association of Educators of World Peace, which is affiliated to United Nations, ECOSOC, DPI, and the UNESCO and UNICEF. We have great pleasure in especially conferring upon her this special memento, award and accolade. May I request Our Excellency to present this to Madam Nupur Prakash.
Certainly. One of its own kind in the country, the Women's University.
Women's University for Technical University for Women. That is the it's the only of its type in the country. Friends, we are pleased to invite Vartika Singh, co-founder of Gram Abhiyan, the Social Development and Empowerment Award being conferred upon her by Her Excellency in the presence of the learned minister from Nigeria. We have Aditi Mahavidyalaya. The entire team members are cordially welcome to come and receive the award.
So just a minute, our principal is at the gate, so she's...
Principal comes. We call upon Janaki Devi Memorial College. Welcome, Janaki Devi Memorial College. All the team members. College for Applied Sciences for Women. The team members are invited along with the students to receive this international award being conferred on the auspicious occasion of the International Day for Women.
Congratulations.
College for Women and Prastha College for Women. All the team members are cordially welcome to come and receive this international award jointly instituted by the Women's Agency for Generating Employment in association with the IAWP affiliated to United Nations.